around this place, but the sprint car side of things, well, there ain't much history to it. The first ever National Touring Sprint Car race at Florence Speedway takes place tonight. We've got 30 cars back in the pit area ready to take on this not quite a half mile, but not quite a 4/10 mile, somewhere in between the track size here at Florence Speedway. But man, we watched some highlights from last year's race. They had a 4:10 sprint car race here last year with the Fast Series, and it was incredible stuff. The track was in great shape, and we're hoping to see a little bit more of that here this evening as FloRacing makes its way in here for the very first time. Now, what's going on here at Florence Speedway? Well, you know, like I said, it's a late model place, right? There's a lot of late model fans here, seeing a lot of late model t-shirts. We've got late models on the card tonight as well, 14 or 15 super late models, but also the Dirt Late Model Hall of Fame is sitting outside of turn number 4. That's how much of a late model place this is. But tonight, it is about sprint cars, and tomorrow it is about sprint cars as well for the Kentucky Sprint Nationals. My name is Chase Rodman, the announcer for FloRacing. You'll be hearing from Tony Laporta here in just a few moments from down in the infield, but we're excited to get back after it here tonight after having about a week or so off. After 3 great nights of action at the Lucas Oil Speedway, we exited that weekend with a new points leader at the top of the points charts, of course, with Aaron Reitzel, and we are looking to see who can leave here tonight, head into a big week at Eldora next week as that points leader with Kubota FloRacing. Now let's look at the weather forecast for tonight. We're looking at 89 degrees. It's been a hot one here today. It feels more about 100 degrees outside at this point in time. 5-mile-per-hour winds and a few clouds around here in the Union, Kentucky area. But as you can see from our drone shot, this place is right in the middle of just a lot of green trees and fields and all kinds of stuff. On the way in here, I honestly thought there's no way that I'm going to hit a racetrack at about 2 miles. There was some really, really nice houses around this area, a great spot for a racetrack, and you could see the parking lot is starting to get full of all kinds of spectators looking to make their way in here for the first ever National Touring Sprint Car race to be held here at the Florence Speedway. Now let's look at the order of events here this evening. We'll kick things off, of course, with hot laps and qualifying for FloRacing. 2 cars on the racetrack at the same time for 2 laps. We'll try and break a track record that was established here last year by Danny Sams III. And then after that, we'll get into late model hot lap and qualifying. We'll have 3 heat races tonight for the drivers with Kubota FloRacing. Each one of those will be 8 laps in distance. We'll get into the redraw wheel, which is brand new here tonight. A brand new FloRacing redraw wheel for the dash later on. Late model heat races, then the FloRacing dash, the B main, the late model feature, and a 25-lap A main here this evening for night 1 of the Kentucky Sprint Nationals here at the Florence Speedway. Here are some of the notable entries for you to take a look at. Got pretty good field here tonight. Caleb Henry, the current All-Star Circuit of Champions points leader, is in the house. Tim Schaefer, 3-time 410 winner this year, is also here as well. Emerson Axum, who's been running a lot with the World of Outlaws this year, he is showing up in the pit area in car number 27. Nate Dussel is here as well as Zane DeVault. Joel Myers Jr. driving the Three Stooges Racing number 51, a brand new car. First time it's ever, and a brand new team, the first time it's ever hit the racetrack will be here tonight. The big wheel Scotty Thiel. Will Armitage is here. Brandon Wimmer, Greg Wilson as well. Greg Wilson, a former All-Star winner here back in 2001 at the Florence Speedway. So a pretty solid field of 30 cars signed into the pit area here tonight. Let's take a look at some of the track facts that you need to know about at this racetrack. Of course, we're hearing it's technically Union, Kentucky. The track opened back in the mid-1950s. The length, it is a half mile around the outside wall. You got onto the bottom, it's about a 4/10 of a mile. So the track length, it's a little bit up in the air, but the track record is not up in the air. It's set by Danny Sams III last year on, let me get the date for you here, on May 18th of 2024. That lap time, 13.453 seconds. Danny Sams, the only of the 14 full-time drivers that run with the series that has been here before. The rest of them are going to be seeing it for the very first time. And out of the 30 cars that are here tonight, there's only about 6 or 7 that have actually raced here in the past. So a lot of drivers going to be getting their first look at the Florence Speedway when they hit the racetrack for hot laps later on. We did want to mention the hot laps has been pushed back about 15 minutes. Was supposed to go at 7. It will be going at 7:15 here this evening. So about 20 more minutes or so until we get to hot laps. Now let's go downstairs and talk to Tony Laporta. We mentioned that it's a little bit hot out there. Tony, I get to hang out up in the AC tonight, which is always nice, but you're going to be down there sweating it out.
Yeah, Chase, no kidding about that. Nate Hartman and I are down here in the infield just enjoying life. My Apple Watch, as of right now, reads just about 89 degrees. The feels like is well into the upper 90s. And yeah, you talk about this being relatively unknown for all of the high rollers with the exception of Northport, Florida's Danny Sams. He was here last May in that Fast Series event where he started on the pole position, led a ton of that race, and then ended up coming home in second to Cole Duncan in that number 22. But it's been very, very interesting walking through the pit area, walking around the track property here so far today to kick off our 2-night event, the Kentucky Sprint Nationals. And just to my right, over at the start of turn 3, you got track exit and track entrance, and all day it's felt like it's been kind of just a who's who of drivers, crew chiefs, crew members, car owners, series officials standing up there at the top of the banking in 3 and 4, just taking a good look at this place. The crew members, the crew chiefs, the drivers, the competitors, they're all doing every bit of research and studying that they can. A lot of drivers have told me, hey, we've never been here before, so the first thing we got to do, Spencer Basin talked about, find out what shape the track is and what shape track it most closely resembles. Where have they raced? Where has that driver competed that they feel closely resembles the shape of here at Florence Speedway? So it's definitely been a bit of a mind twister for all the competitors in the pit area who have not competed here before. And Chase, as you talked about earlier, that's the vast majority of the field here racing tonight. Again, one of the drivers who does have laps here and holds the current track record, Northport, Florida's Danny Sams. He's a driver who is one of the 4 chasing the Racer Dean Foundation Rookie of the Year honors. He's a driver that really needs a strong result after a tough weekend in Missouri. I got a chance to talk to Danny back in the pit area a little while ago, learn about what he likes about coming here to Florence and what he expects for this upcoming weekend of races. Daniel Samuels, aka Danny Sams III.
Yeah, no one calls me that, but yeah.
We're gonna bring it back.
Okay.
Well, we're gonna start it.
Well, I was just saying, there's nothing to bring back.
So we're here in Florence, Kentucky, a place that you know well. I just learned your parents know quite well. Did you know that they used to come to date nights here?
Yeah, I was telling my dad when you're dating my mom, did you ever think you're gonna have a kid and come back here racing on a national tour? He's like, I didn't even plan on marrying your mom yet. kidding. But yeah, so it's actually really cool. And my grandpa used to take my grandma here on date nights.
No
too.
kidding.
Yes, and so they have some fun stories too. My grandpa just passed away.
Yeah.
But my grandma is here, so it's a good remembrance for him, and it's kind of cool. It's like a whole family coming together.
Yeah, she brought the heat with her from Florida, I definitely think.
Yes.
But how about feeling like we're in Florida? There's a brand new Publix just about 10 minutes down the road.
That's what I was saying. I said Publix is marking some territory.
Moving
if you
north.
ever have a Publix sub, I highly recommend.
Had 3 for lunch today.
Yeah, I can tell.
Okay, ouch, that hurts. Track record holder here
Yes, sir.
at the Florence Speedway. You are one of, if not the only high roller coming into the night who has laps at this speedway. You start on the pole, you ran second here last year with Fast. What do you like about racing here at Florence?
Well, I feel like pill draw was super important last year, but it just suited me. I was able to keep my corner entries open and keep a lot of speed. I didn't go into the night with any expectations coming back here. We're just excited to see family, and it just suited our car, our driving style that year. And that last year at that time was about this time last year, and we were not anywhere to how capable or good as we are now, I feel like. So hopefully we can carry everything we've learned from then to there and take what we already know about the track and convert it tonight.
Yeah, the race last year here was in May. We're here with High Limit making up some shows that we didn't get to run last year. It's July, it's a little bit hotter, but the track in the footage from last year's May Fast event here looked like it got pretty wide. You stayed out front for a lot of that race. Do you feel like you can duplicate that pace that you had here 1 year ago?
Definitely feel like we could duplicate, if not improve for sure. I really feel like Pepper here, this car, is gonna bring the heat this weekend, and I feel like we can do something about it.
Yes, Big John, the frame that has been retired since what, Butler?
Eagle. That
And,
rented Eagle.
and now Pepper is the steed that Daniel Samuels here will ride into battle tonight at a track that his family has history at, not just the third generation behind the wheel, but the whole Sams family. Danny, thanks for talking to us. Good luck tonight.
Of course, thank you.
Always a good time to stop and talk with Danny Sams III. And, you know, I know we talk about it a lot, but it's honestly because it's such a cool story that I think really does deserve talking about and telling a few times every season. Danny Sams III races with a very unique crew pitting that number 24D. His whole race crew is his mom and dad. Danny Sams II, obviously his father, his mother Tina. They stepped away from their full-time jobs last year at the start of last race season to be able to not only travel and support Danny as his family, but they are his crew. Ben McAuliffe, longtime crew member at the start of this year, he came out and was helping out, hanging out with the family, and just kind of lending a hand here and there. Ben back home in Australia these days, so it's back to just Danny and his mom and his dad. And for them to show up to a track, Chase, that they feel comfortable, they've had success at, and they know they can match the pace they've had here once already. That's a very big thing for Danny Sams and his family, because they'll be the first to tell you, joining a national tour and chasing points all season long and having to follow a very strict schedule has been very, very hard. But that's what it's like being a Race Routine Foundation Rookie of the Year contender on the road with Kubota High Limit Racing here in 2025. Track prep continues to finish up here, folks. Florence Speedway ready to kick off night number 1 of the Kentucky Sprint Car Nationals. Don't go anywhere, as we're going to be right back here with more live coverage on FloRacing.
We are rolling sprint cars onto the racetrack here at the Florence Speedway in Union, Kentucky for wheel pack and motor heat. As of right now, we've got hot laps set for about 12 minutes from now. 7:15 is the time for hot laps this evening at Florence Speedway. It's race number 23 of the season with Kubota Highlander Racing. And after 23 races, we've got a new points leader at the top of the charts. And it is Aaron Reitzel. And car number 87 for Ridge & Sun Racing has a 9-point advantage over Brad Sweet entering tonight. A 19-point lead over Tyler Courtney in the 7BC, a 31-point lead over Rico Abreu, and a 47-point lead over Brent Marks. So the top 5 in Highlander Racing point standings separated by just 47 points entering the weekend here for the Kentucky Sprint Nationals. Justin Peck, Tanner Thorson, Chase Randall, Casey Kame, and Spencer Baston round out the top 10 in those current point standings. In 2025, you now have the opportunity to wager on sprint car racing. You can play to win real cash by going to nxtbets.com/playhlr, and while you are there, you can claim a sign-up bonus and also see which sports books are available in your region. And there you see on your screen, if you're watching home on Flow, if you're here at the racetrack, take a look at the big screen. The odds for tonight's event: Rico Abreu is the favorite at +240, Brad Sweet at +273, Aaron Reitzel +349, Tyler Courtney +541, and then a couple of longer shots back there with Marks, Peck, Thorson, and Baston. Tonight's Rodman risk, I'm going to go with Brent Marks. He has won at big tracks this season with high limit, including Texas Motor Speedway and the Port Royal Speedway. Now, Florence Speedway, not quite as big as Texas, not quite as big as Port Royal, but Brent Marks has been winning races on big tracks this season, and I think that maybe he is due for another victory. It's been a while since Port Royal Speedway, and I think tonight's the night that Brent Marks gets back to victory lane. That is the Rodman's risk at +752. That means a $10 bet would get you $75 in profit there, as you're getting a look from high above the Florence Speedway. Cars making their way around the racetrack for engine heat, and we're about 10 minutes away from hot laps getting underway. Before we get into those hot laps, it's been a while since Highlander Racing was back in action. The last race about 2 weeks ago at the Lucas Oil Speedway in Wheatland, Missouri, and it was the first time that Tyler Courtney was able to visit victory lane with Kubota Highlander Racing in 2025. Let's go racing off at turn number 4. We are green. Caution is out. Yellow. Sounds like a jump start being called on the number 5 of Brenham Crouch. He had passed several cars before the green flag had come out. You'll see Crouch at the right side of your screen here, and gets into the side of Danny Sams. Yeah, that's just not going to work. Stacks up the field. We'll try it again. Trying it again. We're underway. Aaron Reitzel's going to get a jump. He'll move into that second spot by Brad Sweet. They go 3 wide in the corner. It was Sweet, Abreu, and Courtney as Abreu makes his way by the 7BC of Tyler Courtney into 4th. Up front, though, Aaron Reitzel takes the race lead away from Tanner Thorson, and Reitzel leads lap number 1. Aaron Reitzel lead lap 1. Tanner Thorson slots back into that second spot. Brad Sweet runs in 3rd. 4th is Rico Abreu, and 5th is Tyler Courtney. This could be a major issue for Reitzel as Maurice Moran, Xavier Doney, Brenham Crouch, and several others are racing for position. Reitzel with a big move to the inside, cannot get in front of Maurice Moran. That'll give a run to Tanner Thorson down the front stretch. Tanner Thorson going to look low into turns 1 and 2. Here comes Brad Sweet. Here comes Rico Abreu. And here comes Tyler Courtney. They are side by side for the lead in turn 3. Car into the infield. We will stay green. Thorson up the track. Cannot clear Reitzel off at turn 4. Close call there. And now here comes Brad Sweet. He sees an opening down low. He'll look to the bottom in turns 1 and 2. Reitzel runs the middle. Tanner Thorson back around the outside. He still has 2nd. Tyler Courtney's down to 4th. He gets by Rico Abreu. Tanner Thorson off the bottom in turn number 4. Trying to search around and find some grip. Pulls up next to Reitzel down the front straightaway. Reitzel now cuts him off into turn 1. Tyler Courtney is now into 3rd. He makes his way by Rico and Brad. Down the backstretch, new leader is Tanner Thorson. Tanner Thorson down to the top spot. It is absolute mania in the back of the field right now. Tanner Thorson trying to make his way by Reese Moran. He will do so into turn 1. 3 wide for 2nd into turns 1 and 2. Tyler Courtney off the bottom. He's got 2nd down the back straightaway. Tyler Courtney to 2nd. Now Reitzel back to the middle, takes it back away. Thorson almost spun out off of turn 4 right there. Close call as he's trying to make his way by Danny Sams III. 20 laps to go. Here comes Sunshine through the middle. He takes the lead down the back straightaway. Tyler Courtney now to the race lead. Tanner Thorson 4 forces the issue into turns 3 and 4, takes it back away. Tyler Courtney tries to hit the bottom, cannot make the pass there. They're trying to make their way by Xavier Doney. Tanner Thorson around the bottom, cannot get by the number 74 car off of turn number 2. It's a 2-horse race now all of a sudden. It's Thorson and Courtney pulled away. Thorson sideways, he's going to spin out in turn 4, the caution's going to come out. No, we stay green. We are still underway. Tanner Thorson did a 360, kept on going. We are still underway. Thorson slips back to 7th as Tyler Courtney still shows the way. Tanner Thorson is going to be kicking himself after that one as Courtney makes his way to the back of the field. Gets by Xavier Doney and now working on Howard Moore, Chase Randall, and Brenham Crouch. This one is far from over. This time by, we went into the wall. Caution's going to come out. Xavier Doney into the wall in turn 4, caution. Tyler Courtney back on the throttle. We're back underway. Tyler Courtney going to try and run away. He needs desperately a victory with Highlander Racing here in the mid-portion of the season. Aaron Reitzel running in 2nd. Brad Sweet takes a look down low on Rico Abreu as they race for 3rd off the corner as Courtney puts a lap in. 15 to go here for the 7BC. Tanner Thorson 3 wide into turn 1, trying to get by Brent Marks as Marks is going to get circled by Landon Crawley. Crawley's up to 5th down the back straightaway. Landon Crawley's great run continues on. The next car in his sights is the 49 of Brad Sweet. Back up front, Aaron Reitzel has got some speed going on the outside. Takes a lap or 2 to build up that momentum, but now he's going to drop down low into turns 3 and 4. The only car up on the top is Crawley, and Crawley about clobbered the fence in turn 4. He keeps on going. He'll lose a spot to Tanner Thorson down the front straightaway. Tanner Thorson and Brent Marks go by. Now Thorson will make his way by Marks as well. Move Tanner Thorson back into the top 5. 12 laps to go for Tyler Courtney across the line, and here comes Rico. Rico draws to the right rear of Aaron Reitzel into turn 1. Rico Abreu going to try and make the battle or make the move for the 2nd spot. Cannot do it, but Rico's the only guy inside the top 5 up on the top side of the racetrack now. Rico Abreu now battling Reitzel for 2nd as they try and navigate through the slower cars. Reitzel through the middle, Abreu around the outside, looking for 2nd off of turn 4. Rico can't get the job done there as Reitzel makes it right back by him. 4 laps to go. And 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th are all getting closer to each other down the backstretch. Abreu going to stick true to the outside of the racetrack. Reitzel slips up off the bottom a little bit, not allowing the 24 to get a run there. Tanner Thorson now underneath of Howard Moore and Brad Sweet into turn 1. Tanner Thorson trying to take 4th away. Will not be able to do it that time by off of turn number 2. Sweet keeps him at bay. Now once again, Reitzel off the bottom, Rico on the top. The white flag is out. 1 lap to go for Tyler Courtney. Tyler Courtney this time by. He is coming to the wave of the checkered flag. First Highlander Racing win of the year. Tyler Courtney gets it done. 2nd goes to Aaron Reitzel. 3rd to Rico Abreu. 4th to Brad Sweet. 5th goes to Tanner Thorson. On one hand, it was great to see Sunshine get to victory lane for the first time this year. On the other hand, it was tough to watch as Tanner Thorson slipped one away right there. He's looking for his first points-paying Highlander Racing victory of his career. Maybe he just has to wait one more race. Maybe it can happen for him tonight here at the Florence Speedway. Wrapping up with engine heat at this point in time here at Florence. We're about 4 minutes away from the scheduled hot lap time of 7:15. So we'll be back here on FloRacing with cars on the racetrack for the first time of getting up to green flag speeds here tonight in Union, Kentucky. We are just about set to go for the first Dirt Draft Hot Lap session of the night here for the first ever National Touring Ring Sprint Car Race to be held here at the Florence Speedway in Union, Kentucky. Couple cars out there on the racetrack right now. Let's introduce you to them as they appear on the Speedway. The first car you see out there on the inside of that front row, he comes to us out of Terre Haute, Indiana, driving the B&M Powder Coating Platinum Lawn Care Kaiser Wheels Simpson Race Products number 37. That is Bryce Norris. Bryce Norris in the 37. And also lined up next to him out of Plymouth, Indiana, driving the Premier Planning Islander Inn Dust Bar and Grill A to Z Mechanical number 4. That is Zane DeVault. Zane DeVault in the number 4. And just behind those two, currently fourth in the point standings with 6 wins on the year. Out of St. Helena, California, the Rico Abreu, Kerbagajanian Racing, Jackson Superhero Foundation, Waste Connections, ArcZone.com. Number 24, it's Rico Abreu. Rico Abreu in the 24. And the DJ of the night rolls onto the racetrack as well. One of our Race Redeem Foundation Rookie of the Year contenders out of Waco, Texas. In the all-by-year alternative, Infamous Inc., Bush's Chicken, Flint Rock Ranch, Easy Print, number 9R. That is the quickest chicken, Chase Randall. Chase Randall in the 9R. Waiting on a few more drivers to make their way onto the Speedway. We have 5 practice sessions here tonight. And these practice sessions, well, that's what they are. Practice, we call them hot laps here if you're not familiar with dirt racing. But in dirt racing, they have a hot lap session, which is essentially a practice session. And every single race, it is sponsored by Dirt Draft, which has a new feature for 2025, which is the league function, where you can invite certain people to your league, and they can play against you and try and set their best lineup. And you can earn points at the speed shop to buy all kinds of different things like tickets to races, merchandise, and all kinds of other great stuff on there as well. Check out Dirt Draft in the App Store if you would like to get a little bit more involved in high-limit racing. They've got USAC on there. They got the Outlaws. They've got all kinds of stuff, late models and everything on Dirt Draft as well. Another car out there on the racetrack for this practice session from Enumclaw, Washington, and the Curb Records, Brumo's Collection, Crespin Sanitation, Dakota Custom Builders, Lake Ozark, Harley Davidson, number 9. That is Casey Kane. Casey Kane in the number 9. And the first car out to qualify tonight is also on the Speedway from Minden, Nevada, in the JST Motorsports, the Ritual, Smith Titanium Factory Kane, Maximum Racing Oil, number 88. That is Tanner Thorson. Tanner Thorson in the 88. Out of the drivers that are on the track now, just 2 of them have been here to the Florence Speedway before, and it took place last year during the Fast on Dirt Series race. The guy on your screen right there, Zane DeVault, he was 5th in that main event here 1 year ago. Number 37 car, Bryce Norris, in that same race was 14th in the feature with the Fast on Dirt Series. Once again, that was the first 410 race here since 2002. When the All-Star Circuit of Champions had a couple of races come through here. Shane Stewart was the winner that night. Greg Wilson in the field here this evening, a former All-Star Circuit of Champions winner here at the Florence Speedway. That took place back in 2001. And we're curious to see what the lap times are going to look like here as the green flag is set to come out this time by. Up to speed for the first time, the first ever National Touring Sprint Car Race right here at Florence Speedway. First couple of lap times coming across the screen. The fastest driver so far is Casey Kane. The lap time is a 14.756 seconds. He is followed by Chase Randall at 14.965. Tanner Thorson is third at 15.124. Casey Kane now faster on his second time by at a 14.414 as the yellow flag comes out. So you'll see the yellow lights come on, but the checkered flag not being waved. That signifies to the drivers that they are now going to pace around the track at slow speeds to help work in the racing surface, as it might be a little bit slippery out there in some spots. And so we want to help work that moisture in, and we do that by having these drivers with those big wide tires kind of drive around the track at slow speeds, and it does help move or get that racetrack into better shape. And a lot of the times when we do this, we do see the lap times get a little bit faster here, and we'll see if that is the case here tonight. Casey Kane is the fastest so far at a 14.414 seconds. Tanner Thorson in second at 14.520. And then you got Chase Randall in third at a 14.965. Rico Abreu fourth, 15.215. And Bryce Norris in fifth at 15.491. Just to give you an idea, we are about a second off of the track record set last year by Danny Sams, 13.453. So we still got a lot of time to improve on here if we want to be anywhere near that track record that was established here back on May 18th of 2024. There is Tanner Thorson, currently 7th in the Kubota High-Level Racing point standings. Led some laps and spun out there at the last race at Lucas Oil Speedway. Was so close to that first ever victory with the series. Was a great weekend for Thorson altogether, though. He was 2nd, 3rd, and 4th in the 3 nights at Lucas Oil Speedway during the Diamond Classic 2 weeks ago. Green lights come back on. We'll see if we can improve upon the lap times. Once again, 14.414 set by Casey Kane. White flag is out. 1 lap to go as Bryce Norris goes to second. Quick Chase Randall goes to the top of the board. And now Kane takes it back away. Checkered flag is out, and on the final time by the line, Rico Abreu will go to the top of the board at 13.987. Abreu, the only car into the 13-second bracket here so far, 13.987. Casey Kane second, 14.034. Zane DeVault in third at a 14.241. Bryce Norris fourth, 14.247. And fifth is Chase Randall at a 14.259. So Rico shows the way, the only driver, 13-second bracket. Finally laid a good lap down there. For the most part in that hot lap session, he was down in the 4th, 5th, and 6th place range. And they must have found something there on lap number 5 to send him to the top. Here come our next set of cars rolling onto the Speedway. The first car you see there from Apollo, Pennsylvania. He drives the Mercedes Motorsports Ducati of Pittsburgh, Hollywood Blasting and Coating, Mountain Mechanical, MAV Motorsports number 42. That is Race Routine Foundation Rookie of the Year contender, Cy Lynch. Cy Lynch in the 42. And another Rookie of the Year contender is in this session as well from Locust Grove, Oklahoma. In the Pella Avanti Windows and Doors, Big Spring Car Wash, Water Treatment by Design, Juniata Concrete, number 13. It is Dason Persley. Dason Persley in the 13. And lined up next to him, it's the current High-Level Racing points leader from Clute, Texas, and the Fulkins Brothers Trucking, Power Plus, STC American Table, Bargain Bar number 87. It's Aaron Reitzel. Aaron Reitzel in the 87. And also on the racetrack from Danville, Indiana, in the Investors, possibly you, $33. That is Shane O'Banion. Shane O'Banion in the $33. And yet another Rookie of the Year contender makes his way down the front stretch. He is the current track record holder here at Florence Speedway from Northport, Florida, in the Global Link, Moxie Sports Advisors, NRC Truck Conversions, Tar Heel Property Group, Easter Metal Signs, number 24D. It's Danny Sams III. Danny Sams in the 24D. And the final car in this session from Allenton, Michigan, it's the Crest Lincoln, Ron's Car Quest from Armada, J&J Auto Racing, Race Day Revive, number 5E, that's Bobby Elliott. Bobby Elliott in the 5E. So once again, 6 cars going to be hitting the racetrack here for their practice session. We have 5 groups of 6, meaning we have 30 cars in the pit area here tonight. Getting a look at Bobby Elliott on your screen right there. His best finish of the year, a 5th place result at the Sharon Speedway back on May 17th. Currently sitting 11th in the All-Star Circuit of Champions point standings. And there is Cy Lynch, fresh off of his best finish of the high-level racing season on the finale of the Diamond Classic at Lucas Oil Speedway. He ended up 7th in that feature event. He was also the hard charger and the Race Redeem Foundation Rookie of the Race. We have the 2 best qualifiers on tour here in this practice session, with the 13 of Dason Persley and the 87 of Aaron Reitzel. Reitzel with 8 fast times on the year, Persley with 4. Dason Persley goes 3rd quick. Aaron Reitzel goes to the top. 13.956 for Reitzel on lap 1. Persley's up 4th now. Cy Lynch goes to the top of the board. 13.923. As the white flag comes out, Reitzel goes back to the top. It's really not even a surprise at this point. Aaron Reitzel to the top of the board in Dirt Draft Hot Laps at 13.902 seconds in car number 87. He is followed by Cy Lynch in 2nd, 13.923. Rico Abreu and Casey Kane from Group 1 are 3rd and 4th. And then Dason Persley in that group was 5th quick at a 14.114 seconds. Zane DeVault, Bryce Norris, Chase Randall, Tanner Thorson, and Bobby Elliott, the top 10 drivers after 2 groups of Dirt Draft Hot Laps. Here come your next set of cars rolling onto the track in turns 3 and 4. The first car onto the speedway from Athens, Illinois in the XK Glow CHE Precision, Align Life Chiropractic, Smith Plumbing, number 7A, that is Will Armitage. Will Armitage, the birthday boy in car number 7A. And also on the racetrack, coming to us from Franklin, Indiana, in the WCI, Klossmeyer Patriot Motorsports IPC ZMAX number 27, that is Emerson Axum. Emerson Axum in the 27. And the current All-Star Circuit of Champions points leader lines up next to him. Out of Sacramento, California, the Triple J Towing, Burchard Financial, Harris Distributing Company, Valvoline, number 101. That is Caleb Henry. Caleb Henry in the 101. And also getting pushed off now from Sheboygan, Wisconsin, the Home Pro Roofing, Professional Plating, Scott Thiel Builders, CR Miners, number 51. That is the big wheel, Scotty Thiel. Scotty Thiel in the 51T. And also rolling into turn number 1 now from Lebanon, Indiana, the Sander Engineering, 4 Cs Construction, Tally Autry Plumbing, SinCal Demolition, number 14. It's Spencer Baston. Spencer Baston in the 14. And the final car in this session from Lubbock, Texas. He drives the Horizon Whiskey, Nice Crete and Landis, ShopTruckParts.com, FillPools.com, High Performance Lubricants, number 5. It is Brenham Crouch. Brenham Crouch in the number 5. Those are the drivers in session number 3 of Dirt Draft Hot Laps. All of these drivers in this group making their Florence Speedway debut here tonight. As you get a look at Will Armitage, as we mentioned, it is his birthday here tonight. Driver at Athens, Illinois. He had a 25th place run, his best with high limit this year. That came at the Tri-City Speedway in Pontoon Beach, Illinois. Does have a win on the calendar. It's a MOA win at the Jacksonville Speedway that came back on May 9th. A couple of other podium finishes throughout the year. At a 2nd place run at Jacksonville, also a 3rd place run with the IRA sprint cars at the Wilmot Raceway in Wisconsin, as the green flag is set to come out on session number 3 of Dirt Draft Hot Laps. Will Armitage goes up to 9th quick on the board at 14.298. Brenham Crouch goes up to 6th overall. Now Armitage up to 7th quick on the board. The white flag is coming out. No driver able to break into the top 5 here in this group so far. Caleb Henry now up to 6th quick as the checkered flag is set to wave. So the current All-Star Circuit of Champions points leader is the fastest driver so in that group right there in 6th overall at a 14.115 seconds. Caleb Henry in the 101. Aaron Reitzel still the fastest overall, 13.902. Cy Lynch, Rico Abreu, Casey Kane, and Dason Pers in the top 5. Then Caleb Henry in 6th. 7th is Brenham Crouch. 8th, Spencer Baston. 9th to Will Armitage, and 10th is Scotty Thiel. Now we roll on group number 4, and the first driver appearing on the Speedway is the most recent High-Level Racing victor. Out of Indianapolis, Indiana, the NOS Energy Drink, Spire Motorsports, Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts, Brand Professional Agriculture, Gainbridge, number 7 BC. That is Sunshine, Tyler Courtney. Tyler Courtney in the 7 BC. And also out there on the racetrack from Colorado Springs, Colorado, in the Land Excavating, Diamond Equipment, Drainage Solutions, Dirt Perfect, number 77, it's Jeff Dodge. Jeff Dodge in the 77. And also on the track, a late entrant here tonight from Benton Ridge, Ohio, in the DNC Hydraulics, Ohio Logistics, Miller Customs, number W20, that is Greg Wilson. Greg Wilson in the W20. And also lined up out there in turn number 3 from Aliquippa, Pennsylvania, Lifestyle Homes, Parallax Motorsports, MPV Logistics, Big Rig Repair, number 17 GP, that is the Steel City Outlaw, Tim Schaefer. Tim Schaefer in the 17 GP. And also getting fired off now, currently 2nd in the point standings from Grass Valley, California, the Napa Auto Parts, Brumo's Collection, Durst Incorporated, Factory Cane, Lake Ozark, Harley Davidson, number 49. That is the Big Cat, Brad Sweet. Brad Sweet in the 49. And making his way down the front straightaway in the maiden voyage behind the wheel, the Three Stooges Racing number 51. From Santa Rosa, California, the High Plains Building Division, Dirt Dudes Excavating, IPC, Stanton Race Engines number 51. That is Joel Myers Jr. Joel Myers Jr. in the 51. That is the first night that that car has seen competition. A brand new team to Wing Sprint Car Racing. Exciting stuff there. Three Stooges Racing. Crew Chief Noah West on the car. And Joel Myers Jr. behind the wheel. They will be running this car at Fremont next Monday night with High-Level Racing, as well as Eldora Speedway for the Joker's Jackpot and the King's Royal Week. Joel Myers Jr. has had a relatively successful season so far. 2 wins on the year with the IRA Sprint Cars coming at the Butler Speedway in Michigan and the Wilmot Raceway in Wisconsin. He also got a 360 feature win at the Placerville Speedway in Northern California. Best finish this year with High Limb was an 8th place result. He did that after coming from outside the top 20. And there is Tyler Courtney, currently 3rd in the overall point standings. Not too far out of the championship lead entering tonight, just 19 points back of Aaron Reitzel. And 10 points behind Brad Sweet for 2nd. Green lights come on for our 4th practice session of the night here at Florence Speedway. See if anybody can jump into the top 5. Nobody in the top 10 yet. Track certainly slowing down, it appears. Joel Myers Jr. up to 11th quick. He is the fastest so far. There goes Tyler Courtney. He's 3rd quick, and now Brad Sweet goes 3rd quick. And Brad Sweet goes to the top of the board on lap number 2 as the checkered flag is set to wave. Well, on his final time by the line, Brad Sweet, now the fastest driver overall in hot laps tonight, 13.879 seconds. Aaron Reitzel is in second at 13.902. Cy Lynch is third, 13.923. Tyler Courtney in that group was fourth overall at 13.977. And Rico Abreu fifth at 13.987. Casey Kane, Dason Persley, Caleb Henry, Brenham Crouch, and Spencer Baston round out the top 10. One of the very few drivers with some experience here at this racetrack is making his way onto the track for our final practice session of the night. From Tempe, Arizona, driving the All-Star Performance DRC Chassis Z-Max number 34. That is Sterling Kling. Sterling Kling in the 34. And also on the racetrack from Hamersville, Ohio, the Slicker Graphics Jason Dietz Trailer Sales, Walker Performance Filtration, Clark Farms, number 78. That is Justin Clark. Justin Clark in the 78. And lined up to his right from Monrovia, Indiana, the Skagit Speedway Race Redeem Foundation Ford Performance, Hager Realty number 26, it's Justin Peck. Justin Peck in the 26. And getting fired off now from Bradner, Ohio, the Fozzie Farms, Industrial Movers, S&S Hauling, VRF Specialties, number 1 of Nate Dussel. Nate Dussel in the number 1. And just behind him from Fairmount, Indiana, the John Schubert's Racing, Simpson Race Products, number A79, it's Brandon Wimmer. Brandon Wimmer in the A79. And the final car to push off here in our final practice session from Myerstown, Pennsylvania, the M&M Painting and Construction, McGrew Equipment Auctions, Baps Paint, Livewire Customs, number 19. It is Brent Marks. Brent Marks in the 19. So those are the drivers in our final practice session of the night here at Florence Speedway on night 1 of the Kentucky Sprint Nationals. Brad Sweet in that last group showing there is still some speed to be found here in the racetrack. Turned the fastest lap time of 13.879 seconds. There is a look at Nate Dussel in car number 1. Last year, did make a show with High Limit. That was at the Portsmouth Raceway Park in Ohio. He finished 21st in that main event. His best finish this year in a 410, 2 second-place runs. One with the All-Star Circuit of Champions during Ohio Sprint Speed Week at Moeller Raceway, and a second at the Attica Raceway Park on May 16th. Green lights come on at Florence, and it is already getting slick down there in turn 3. White flag waving quickly here on our final group. Nate Dussel goes to 7th quick overall. Brent Marks overtakes him. Marks goes up to P6 on the board at 14.029 seconds. And now Marks goes up to 3rd quick on his final time by. The yellow lights come on, yellow flag is out, and that is going to do it for Dirt Draft Hot Laps here tonight. Brad Sweet, the fastest driver overall at 13.879 seconds. Aaron Reitzel, second, 13.902. In that last group, Brent Marks went 3rd quick overall at 13.909 seconds. Cy Lynch was 4th at 13.923, and Tyler Courtney rounds out the top 5 at a 13.977 second lap time. Rico Abreu, Sterling Kling in that group was 7th overall. Casey Kane 8th, Nate Dussel 9th, and 10th, Dason Persley. Tony, what do you got down from the infield?
I'll tell you what, Chase, there's a lot going on down here when you talk about so many drivers and teams coming to the Florence Speedway for their first time ever. That is going to cause for a lot of head scratching after their first laps, and I think that's one of the most unique and really awesome parts of sprint car racing is drivers get that one hot lap session to try to figure everything out on their car, on the track, and if they've never been to that venue before, man, they do not have a lot of time before what a lot of them will tell you is the most important part of the night. And for Kubota High Limit Racing, that of course is Capital Custom Trailers qualifying. You see changes going on up and down the hot pit lane here in the infield. Drivers are complaining of a little bit of snugness over in 1 and 2, but as you called it out perfectly, it is starting to blow off already over there in 3 and 4. Bigger left rears are going on, and a ton of gear changes going on down here. Drivers trying to take a guess, cruise, giving input on what they will need to get around this place as fast as possible for those 2 timed laps in Capital Custom Trailers qualifying, but it's been very fun down here to see what changes. And then you've got some cars and some teams who also have not been here before, but feel like they made a good guess, took a stab in the dark, and after their round of hot laps felt very positive about the race car, the engine, the gearing, and how it all communicates via the Hoosier tires to the track here in Union, Kentucky. So some drivers and teams who have also never been here took a stab in the dark and are actually very happy. But I will tell you this, the consensus among all the drivers I've talked to who have not been here before, rave reviews. I hear cool and fun when I ask them what they think about this Florence Speedway on their first visit.
All right, good stuff, Tony. Thank you very much. We're rolling into qualifying now. 2 cars on the track at the same time. They will go for 2 laps at a time, and they will take their best lap and line them up for a heat race later on in the program. Track record, once again, 13.453, set by Danny Sams III. Capital Custom Trailer qualifying is underway. First 2 cars on the track from Minden, Nevada, the JST Motorsports, the Ritual, Smith Titanium Factory, Kane, Maximum Racing Oil. Number 88, it's Tanner Thorson. And from Terre Haute, Indiana, the B&M Powder Coating Platinum Lawn Care Kaiser Will Simpson Race Products, number 37 to Bryce Norris. Lap 1 for Thorson, 13.937, 13.937. Bryce Norris on lap 1, 13.960. Tanner Thorson on lap number 2, he will improve to a 13.877, 13.877. Norris on lap 2, he goes to the top of the board, 13.817, 13.817. So Bryce Norris sets the bar in Capital Custom Trailer qualifying. In car number 37, the lap time, 13.817 seconds. Your next 2 qualifiers from St. Helena, California, the Rico Abreu Curb Agajanian Racing, Jackson Superhero Foundation, Waste Connections, ArcZone.com. Number 24, here's Rico Abreu. And from Plymouth, Indiana, the Premier Planning, Islander Inn, Duff's Bar and Grill, AZ Mechanical, number 4 of Zane DeVault. Zane DeVault in the 4, Rico Abreu in the 2-4. Lap 1 for Rico. He goes to the top. 13.778, 13.778. DeVault on lap 1. He's 4th quick. 14.180, 14.180. Abreu with 6 wins on the year with High Level Racing. Lap number 2. He's better, 13.532, and now the track record is in play. DeVault on lap 2. He'll slow down to a 14.389. We are now less than a 10th off the track record at Florence Speedway. Here come your next 2 cars, a pair of 9s making their way onto the Speedway from Enumclaw, Washington. From the Curb Records, Bruno's Collection, Crespin Sanitation, Dakota Custom Builders, Lake Ozark, Harley Davidson, number 9. That is Casey Kane. And problems for the DJ of the night. Chase Randall's off the pace and stopping in turn 4. So Chase Randall with a problem. Randall driving the all-by-your alternative, Infamous Inc., Bush's Chicken, Flint Rock Ranch, Easy Print, number 9R. And the quickest chicken off to a bad start here tonight, Tony.
The quickest chicken comes to a stop, and while I will admit that I didn't get a chance to check in with Chase Randall and his team, I did talk with just Chase himself. He told me that he enjoyed the racetrack and he liked how his car felt underneath him. So obviously whatever's happened here to the number 9R is unsuspected. Well, I will tell you this, Danny Sams did have to clean out the high-speed fuel pill aboard his number 24D. They are having fueling issues with that engine, and if it does not take off and run the way they expect it to when he gets to the track for his attempt in Capital Custom Trailers qualifying, the Sams team has already called that they will go to a full engine change if it does not respond to the cleaning out of the high speed that they were able to do quickly in between hot laps and qualifying. So how he runs here in qualifying will definitely dictate what kind of night they start off with here.
And hate to hear that for that team. Hopefully it works for them here during their qualifying run as Casey Kane now gets up to speed. Kane is going to get the green flag this time by. Casey Kane currently sitting 9th in the Kubota High Level Racing point standings. His best finish of the year, a pair of second-place runs at Kern Raceway in Bakersfield, California, the Central Arizona Raceway. Lap 1 for Kane. He'll go 4th overall at 13.910, 13.910. Most recent finish for Casey Kane was a 10th place run at the Lucas Oil Speedway in Wheatland, Missouri. Lap 2 for Casey Kane, second quick, 13.806. 13.806. Casey Kane is now second quick overall. One of the best qualifiers on tour now gets up to speed at Locust Grove, Oklahoma. The Pella, Avanti Windows and Doors, Big Spring Car Wash, Water Treatment by Design, Juniata Concrete. Number 13 here is Dason Persley. And also on the racetrack from Allenton, Michigan. In the Crest Lincoln, Ron's Car Quest from Armada. The J&J Auto Racing Race Day Revived. Number 5, he of Bobby Elliott. Lap 1 for Dason Persley. He's going to go second quick, 13.758. 13.758. Bobby Elliott on lap 1. He'll be 7th overall, 14.260. 14.260. Dason Persley on lap number 2 goes better, but still second quick, 13.679. 13.679. Bobby Elliott lap number 2. He will slow down to a 14.318. First lap better, and 7th overall, 14.260. Bobby Elliott 7th and Dason Persley 2nd of 7 cars early on in Capital Custom Trailer qualifying. Now here comes the best qualifier on tour, getting up to speed from Clute, Texas, the Fulkins Brothers Trucking, Power Plus, STC America Table, Bargain Bar number 87. It's the current points leader, Aaron Reitzel. And from Northport, Florida, the Global Link, Moxie Sports Advisors, NRC Truck Conversions, Tar Heel Property Group, Eastern Metal Signs, number 24, D of Danny Sams III. Lap 1 for Reitzel. He goes third quick, 13.741, 13.741. Danny Sams on lap 1, 7th overall, 14.117, 14.117. Aaron Reitzel on lap number 2 goes slower, 13.855. First lap better, 13.741. And Danny Sams on lap 2, he will slow down as well to a 14.443. First lap better, 14.117. 7th for Danny Sams and 3rd for Aaron Reitzel in the 87. Another one of our Race Redeem Foundation Rookie of the Year contenders now getting up to speed out of Apollo, Pennsylvania. Here is the Mercedes Motorsports, Ducati of Pittsburgh, Hollywood Blasting Coating, Mount Mechanical Mav Motorsports, number 42, it's Cy Lynch. And also on the racetrack from Danville, Indiana, in the Investors, Possibly You, number 33 of Shane O'Banion. Lap 1 for Cy Lynch. He'll be 3rd quick, 13.720, 13.720. Shane O'Banion on lap 1, 15.023, 15.023. Cy Lynch on lap number 2. He will go second quick, 13.667, 13.667. Shane O'Banion on lap 2. He will go faster, 14.763. He is still 11th quick of 11 cars so far. Meanwhile, Cy Lynch goes to P2 in car number 42. Taking time next out of Lubbock, Texas, in the Horizon Whiskey, 9th Street and Landis, ShopTruckParts.com, FillPools.com, High Performance Lubricants, number 5. Here is Brenham Crouch. And also on the track, the birthday boy at 8th Ends, Illinois, and the XK Glow, CHE Precision, Align Life Chiropractic, Smith Plumbing, number 7A of Will Armitage. Will Armitage in the 7A, and Brenham Crouch in the 5. Crouch on lap 1, he's 9th overall, 14.159, 14.159. Will Armitage is 12th quick, 14.341, 14.341. Brenham Crouch with 3 top 10s on the year. Lap number 2 for him is going to be better up to 8th quick, 13.991. And lap 2 for Will Armitage, he goes 8th quick now at 13.957, 13.957. Will Armitage 8th and Brenham Crouch in 9th. Two more drivers making their way onto the racing surface out of Sheboygan, Wisconsin. Here's the Home Pro Roofing Professional Plating, Scott Field Builders, CR Miners, number 51T. It is the big wheel, Scotty Field. And also on the racetrack from Sacramento, California, the Triple J Towing, Burchard Financial, Harris Distributing Company, Valvoline, number 101 of Caleb Henry. Caleb Henry in the 101, Scotty Thiel in the 51T. Thiel on lap 1 is 8th overall, 13.898, 13.898. Caleb Henry on lap 1. He'll go 11th quick, 14.051, 14.051. Scotty Field, top 5 run with high limit back at 141. He'll go slower on lap 2, 13.930. First lap better, 13.898. Caleb Henry on lap 2, he will slow down as well to a 14.100. First lap slightly better, 14.051. Caleb Henry 11th and Scotty Field 8th of the 15 cars that have qualified. We are halfway through Capital Custom Trailer qualifying. Next 2 cars getting up to speed now from Lebanon, Indiana. Here is the Sander Engineering, 4 Cs Construction, Tally, Autry Pumping, Sincal Demolition, number 14 of Spencer Basted. And also on the racetrack from Franklin, Indiana, and the WCI, Klossmeyer, Petrie Motorsports, IPC, ZMAX, number 27 of Emerson Axum. Emerson Axum, 27, Spencer Basted, 14. Basted on lap 1, he's 7th overall, 13.849, 13.849. Lap 1 for Axum, 13th overall, 14.109, 14.109. Spencer Basted 10th in points. Lap number 2, he goes better, but stays 7th overall, 13.820, 13.820. And for Emerson Axum, he will slow down on lap 2 to a 14.240. First lap faster, 14.109, 13th for Emerson Axum, and 7th for Spencer Basted. The most recent High Limit Racing winner on the track now from Indianapolis, Indiana, the NOS Energy Drink, Spire Motorsports, Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts, Brand Professional Agriculture, Gainbridge, number 7 BC. Here is Tyler Courtney. And from Colorado Springs, Colorado, the Land Excavating, Diamond Equipment, Drainage Solutions, Dirt Perfect, number 77 of Jeff Dodge. Lap 1 for Sunshine, 10th quick, 13.900, 13.900. Jeff Dodge on lap 1 is 16th overall, 14.146, 14.146. Tyler Courtney on lap number 2. He will go 5th quick, 13.802, 13.802. Jeff Dodge is better as well, 14th quick at 14.054, 14.054. Jeff Dodge 14th and Tyler Courtney 5th of 19 cars so far in Capital Custom Trailer qualifying. It does appear that Chase Randall is going to get in line and get a qualifying lap here at the end. Next qualifier from Santa Rosa, California, the High Plains Building Division. Dirt Dudes Excavating, IPC, Stant Race Engines, number 51. Here is Joel Myers Jr. And from Aliquippa, Pennsylvania, the Lifestyle Homes, Parallax Motorsports, MPV Logistics, Big Rig Repair, number 17 GP of Tim Schaefer. Lap 1 for Joel Myers is 15th overall at 14.101, 14.101. Tim Schaefer, lap 1, 19th overall, 14.184, 14.184. Joel Myers Jr., lap number 2, he goes faster but stays 15th overall at 14.057, 14.057. Tim Schaefer, lap 2, goes up to 18th quick overall now, 14.155, 14.155. Tim Schaefer, 18th quick, and Joel Myers Jr., 15th quick, with what looks to be 9 more cars left to time. Driver that was fastest overall in hot laps now on the racetrack from Grass Valley, California, the Napa Auto Parts, Primos Collection, Durst Incorporated, Factory Kane, Lake Ozark, Harley Davidson, number 49. It is the Big Cat, Brad Sweet. And from Benton Ridge, Ohio, the DNC Hydraulics, Ohio Logistics, Miller Customs, number W20 of Greg Wilson. Lap 1 for Brad Sweet, he goes 7th quick, 13.808, 13.808. Greg Wilson, lap 1, is 22nd overall, 14.625, 14.625. Brad Sweet on lap number 2, 2nd quick, 13.629, 13.629. Greg Wilson, the former All-Star winner here at Florence, lap 2, he's better, 22nd overall at 14.437, 14.437. Greg Wilson 22nd and Brad Sweet 2nd with a handful of cars left to time. Qualifying next from Myerstown, Pennsylvania, here is the M&M Painting and Construction, the Crew Equipment Auctions, Bass Paint, Livewire Customs, number 19, this is Brent Marks. And also on the track with him, from Bradner, Ohio, the Fozzie Farms, Industrial Movers, S&S Hauling, VRF Specialties, number 1, of Nate Dussel. Nate Dussel in the 1, Brent Marks in the 19. Marks on lap 1 is 10th overall, 13.848. Lap 1 for Nate Dussel. Looks like he almost got the wall off turn 4. Is 18th overall, 14.085, 14.085. Brent Marks on lap number 2. He will slow down to a 13.935. First lap was faster at 13.848. And Nate Dussel improves to 15th quick overall, 14.039, 14039. Nate Dussel 15th and Brent Marks 10th with 5 more cars left to go. From Tempe, Arizona, piloting the All-Star Performance DRC Chassis Z-Max number 34, this is Sterling Kling. And also on the racetrack from Fairmount, Indiana, he is sponsored by John Schubert's Racing and Simpson Race Products, the A79 of Brandon Wimmer. Brandon Wimmer, A79. Sterling Kling, 34. Kling on lap 1, 24th overall, 14.322, 14322. Brandon Wimmer on lap 1, 21st overall, 14.132, 14.132. Sterling Kling on lap number 2. He will slow down to a 13, make that a 14.345. First lap better, 14.322. And Wimmer is faster on lap 2, is 19th overall at 14.079, 14079. Brandon Wimmer 19th and Sterling Kling 25th. Three more cars to qualify. Next up from Monrovia, Indiana, here is the Skagit Speedway Race Shooting Foundation Ford Performance Hager Realty number 26 of Justin Peck. And also on the track from Hamersville, Ohio, in the Slicker Graphics, Jason Dietz Trailer Sales, Walker Performance Filtration, Clark Farms, number 78 of Justin Clark. Lap 1 for Peck, 9th quick, 13.819, 13819. Lap 1 for Justin Clark is 28th overall at 14.467, 14467. Justin Peck looks like he's on a heater on lap number 2, and he will slow down actually, 13.959. First lap better, 13.819. And Justin Clark on lap 2, he will slow down as well to a 14.585. First lap better, 14.467. Chase Randall getting 1 lap on the clock after coming out earlier on and having that mechanical issue. Chase Randall on the track now, the driver out of Waco, Texas, and the all-by-year alternative, Infamous Bush's Chicken, Flint Rock Ranch, Easy Print number 9R. Sounds like Chase Randall's car actually came out of gear when he was on the track on his initial qualifying run. Here's the checkered flag, lap 1, and his only lap is 16th overall at 14.023. That was as good as it could get for him. If he would have went first, he would have went back to 16th just because he missed his spot in the qualifying order. You cannot qualify better than half the field plus 1, and that is exactly where Chase Randall ended up in 16th position right there. So your fastest qualifier tonight, how about a round of applause for the number 24 of Rico Abreu. The lap time, 13.532 seconds. Brad Sweet second, Cy Lynch in third. Fourth goes to Dason Persley. Fifth to Aaron Reitzel. Sixth goes Tyler Courtney. Seventh, Casey Kane. Eighth, Bryce Norris. Ninth, Justin Peck. And 10th to Spencer Baston. But Rico able to lay down a heater right there. That track record set by Danny Sams last year is still intact. Maybe tomorrow night is the day where we're able to break that track record. But congratulations to Rico Abreu on that quick time. And that will line him up 4th for our first heat race of the night later on in the racing program, as all of the sprint cars will now make their way out of the infield and back to the pit area. Race fans, all those drivers that you just saw on the racetrack, if they have a t-shirt trailer here tonight, they are about to head to that trailer outside of turn number 1. You can see, if you look to your right in the grandstands, you see the High Limit Racing merchandise trailer over there. All of the other t-shirt trailers are over there as well. The drivers are about to head that way and sign some autographs, take some pictures, and sell some merchandise. It is what we call Fan Fest here with High Limit Racing. It'll be taking place at the same time as late model hot laps here tonight. So if you would like to go meet your favorite driver, as soon as they get back to their trailers, they're going to head over to the t-shirt trailers and begin Fan Fest while hot laps are going on for the super late models here tonight. We'll take a break here on Flow. When we come back, you will see hot laps for the super late models here at Florence Speedway.
I'm Rico Abreu, and you're watching Kubota High Limit Racing on Flow.
Introducing the My Kubota app. With My Kubota, connecting with your local dealer is easier than ever. Find them with just a tap and contact them quickly for any assistance you need. Access comprehensive resources like how-to guides, owner's manuals, fault codes, maintenance schedules, and more. Everything you need to keep your Kubota running smoothly. Download the app today.
Capital Custom Trailers and Coaches. We are the #1 Renegade Toterhome dealer and the #1 Intech and Bravo Sprint Car Trailer dealer. No one sells more Toterhomes and Sprint Car Trailers than we do. Check out our complete lineup at capitalrenegade.com. If you're in the market for a Toterhome or a trailer, trust the people that are in the pits with you and that support the sport.
Winning doesn't just happen. You have to engineer it. You have to test it and make it better than it was the last time. Our engineers have the passion to create the parts you need, the way you need them to be, again and again and again. We've led this game for over 40 years, and we design, refine, and perfect every valve train part worthy of the winner's circle.
When it comes to magneto ignition performance, there's only one name that you can trust, and that's BR Motorsports Ignitioneering. Servicing the racing industry for over 30 years, our state-of-the-art Magneto Dyno Test Lab facility is equipped with the most technically advanced equipment available. And that's why crew chiefs like Paul Silva and Philip Dietz choose BR for all their ignition needs. To learn more, visit us at brpromag.com.
We got them racked, we got them stacked, and we've got the grandstands packed.
Super healthy for sprint car racing and compete for a championship.
You can feel the buzz around. We want to race the best guys every night.
A whole different level.
This is the high limit room. It's the home of 24 high rollers. And welcome back here to Union, Kentucky and the Florence Speedway as you see the super late models making their way onto the racetrack. So for the call out, let's go over to Carl Cruzy.
And welcome to the late models. Just add some fenders, split the front axle, and bump up the front tires, and we're getting it on about the same horsepower. But not quite the same lap times as we're underway here in group #1. Race cars on the Speedway, the 33AJ, that is Austin Lay from Florence, Kentucky. It's in the 11. That's the 11C of Tyler Collins. He's from North Vernon, Indiana. And the number 90, that's Michael Lefevers from Cincinnati, Ohio. The 51 is Will Harris from Whiteland, Indiana. Then the 72, PJ Simpson from Barry, Kentucky. All right, checker flag here on Group 1. Right now, Tyler Collins on the top. In the 11C is 16.3. 16.3, 6.4.1. Austin Lay second quick in the 33. Then PJ Simpson in the 72. Michael Lefevers fourth in the 90. And Will Harris rounding out your top 5 after just 5 cars. All right, 15 cars total tonight. So I think we're going to do 3 sessions here. I believe 2 heat races. On the Speedway now, down the front straightaway. Boy, he's pulled out a lot of money out of this Florence Speedway. I think it's been 90 grand since about 2021 he's pulled out. The number 11 from Crittenden, Kentucky, that is Josh Rice. Behind him from Walton, Kentucky, the blue number 49, that is Billy Green. Then another longtime Florence Speedway competitor from Florence, Kentucky, the number 18, that is Trevor Landrum. Then from Batesville, Indiana, the number 5 in, Dustin Nobby. And from Florence, Kentucky, the purple number 8, that is Kurt Addison. So that's the 5 cars here for group number 2. Everybody up to speed now here in Group 2. So 16.364 is the number to beat. Dustin Nobby with a good lap up third quick in the 5 in. Josh Rice now to the top of the chart, 16.1 in the 11. Billy Green 5th quick in the 49. And Rice a little faster yet, 16.0824. All right, so Rice to the top of the charts, 16.0824 for the Crittenden, Kentucky driver. If there was dirt drafts for the late models, he would definitely be the favorite tonight. All right, so after 2 groups, 10 cars, Josh Rice sits on top. Tyler Collins second quick right now in the 11C. Dustin Nobby up to third in the 5 in. Then it's Austin Lay and Billy Green rounding out your top 5 with our final 5 cars making their way out to the Speedway. Gorgeous evening here in Northern Kentucky. Definitely a warm one. As feel like temperatures about 96 degrees. And our backstretch fans, they're earning it tonight for sure, sitting in that blazing sun. Glad to have everybody here at the Florence Speedway. If you want to keep up to date, FlorenceSpeedway.com, where you can find all the information about the Florence Speedway. All right, race cars out now. There's the number 12. That is Jason Jameson from Lawrenceburg, Indiana, over there in turn number 2. That is the 6 of Michael Chilton from South Vista, Kentucky. Keep an eye on both of those cars. Wade Davis in the 40WD. There's the number 15. That's Brad Rickles from Verona, Kentucky, down in turns 1 and 2. And the 80 of Tucker Chastain from Mitchell, Indiana. And looks like our final late models here in group number 3. Keep an eye on this 12 of Jameson. He will be quick. Former track champion here at Lawrenceburg Speedway and the Florence Speedway. Yeah, Jameson to the top of the charts, 16.0170 for Jason Jameson. Last lap, not quite as quick, 16.35. So Jameson gets in the one that he needed, 16.07 or 0170. Quick time and hot lap qualifying here for your super late models. Josh Rice will be second quick in the 11. Tyler Collins third quick in the 11C. Michael Chilton will end up 4th in the 6. And then it'll be Dustin Nobby rounding out your top 5 in the 5N. All right, super late model qualifying now complete. I believe all of our preliminary stuff is ready. About time for some opening ceremonies and then I believe some heat races. I'll turn things back over to Chase.
Thank you very much, Carl. So that wraps up hot laps and qualifying for both divisions here tonight at Florence Speedway. We'll take a break here on Flow, and as Carl mentioned, we'll be back with opening ceremonies here in just a bit.
My name is Chase Randall, and you're watching Kubota High Limit Racing, live on FloRacing.
Established in 1983, FK Rod Ends has been the industry leader for both midget and micro racing. Family owned and operated, we take pride in our products and our name because we know you value yours. Visit our website, www.fkrodends.com, to find out how you can join our winning team. FK Rod Ends. To beat the best, you've got to use the best.
Is it all a fever dream? I'm burning gasoline. And Rico goes back to the high side. Gets it away. Turn now. Look to the inside of turn one.
Abreu to the outside. Major contact.
This is what you save your lunch money for.
Welcome to the High Limit Room.
So you're young, what are you, 18?
I'm 18.
Thank you so
Awesome.
much.
Yeah, of course. Appreciate it. I'm mic'd up. Just be careful. Dude, I smoked it so hard it threw the right front up over the concrete rail and blew the axle out of the thing, and I like limped it across the line. I always try and take a couple minutes before I get in the car and just try and run the race through my head. Yeah, finally back to a small track. What's up, buddy? Oh, what you got? Sweet. Appreciate it, man. Have a good one.
Motorhead will go 6 o'clock in the staging lane.
All right, good luck. Racing for Driven to Save Lives is, you know, for a cause. It's cool that I get to represent it and, you know, hopefully get more people to sign up for organ donation.
Introducing the My Kubota app. With My Kubota, connecting with your local dealer is easier than ever. Find them with just a tap and contact them quickly for any assistance you need. Access comprehensive resources like how-to guides, owner's manuals, fault codes, maintenance schedules, and more. Everything you need to keep your Kubota running smoothly. Download the app today.
We are 5 minutes away from getting underway with opening ceremonies here on night one of the Kentucky Sprint Nationals at the Florence Speedway here in Union, Kentucky. Earlier on in the broadcast, before we got into hot laps and qualifying with Kubota High Limit Racing, we showed you the highlights from the last race at Lucas Oil Speedway down in Wheatland, Missouri. The winner of that race was Tyler Courtney, and after the race, he was able to catch up with Brian Walker in this edition of After the Checkers.
It's After the Checkers. The Diamond Classic at Lucas Oil Speedway wrapped up. I escaped solitary confinement TLP was doing the last 2 nights. I'm back. Tyler Courtney, first win of the year with High Limit. So first off, just 22nd race, point race with us. How good does it feel to finally, you've been so close so many times, how does it feel to finally get it back in the L?
It feels great. Yeah, last year we knocked the first one out. I think the 3rd race of the year or 2nd race of the year, one of the two. So completely different change of pace this year, but it's not that we haven't been there. We've been okay. Definitely missed some stuff on our car there for a little bit, but then I feel like the last 10 races or so we've been putting ourselves in positions, and had stuff happen at one race, and then just kind of anything you can think of kind of happened. So then
just kind of snowballs.
Yeah, starting this weekend, running second, probably at least run second. I feel like on Thursday night, and have an ignition failure, and then I feel like we were definitely a second place race car last night. Run second to Rico's never something to hang your hat on with how good they've been this year, and then tonight we got all the ducks to line up, and it worked out.
Yep. Take me to this race tonight. At the end you run off. It was 6.1 seconds. You probably didn't know how far ahead you were, but you were gone.
Yeah.
But before that lap traffic battle, you, Reitzel, Thorson, Sweet, Rico, 5 cars going at it. What is that like from your vantage point?
Hectic, chaotic, and you don't know when a lap car is going to move. You don't know when the other guy's going to move, and I feel like I kind of found my home there on the bottom down by the tires, and I feel like nobody had kind of run down there yet, and so I was just hoping that I could get through there, without anybody getting into my lane, and worked out, and then Tanner half spun. I was like, man, just don't hit him, and luckily we squeaked by there, and I didn't know if he kept going. Obviously he did, because we didn't have a caution, and but then at that point I got to we had a caution a little bit later, and then kind of reset things, get out of lap traffic, and really was able to run my own race at that point. Our car was so dang good, man. Like I just told Jake, I said I felt like he could have ran that thing tonight with how good it was. So just an awesome night, really a great weekend for us, minus Thursday, and really when you take the feature out of that, we had a great night going there too. So we just been keeping our heads down, and keep plugging away, and this is a great way to go into a little break, a little weekend off with High Limit, and we get busy again. We got Kings Royal coming up, and before we know it, there's going to be the Knoxville Nationals. So if there's any time to get our first win, I feel like this is the right time of year to do it, and hopefully keep clicking on.
Big confidence boost for Ron, by the way, too.
Yeah, huge.
That's big.
Huge.
The grand scheme of things, I'm not going to ask you about your point situation, but just mention you are 24 back now. I want to talk about just the roster in general, mainly we have these, like I said, the 5 guys tonight.
Yeah.
What is it like going against the group we have right now, night in and night out?
It's honestly awesome. Frustrating at times because you feel like you're running good, and then 3 guys suck your stickers off, and you're like, man, I felt like I was really good tonight, and those guys were just a little bit better. So, but man, I feel like our group is so damn competitive, and I think that makes it really rewarding to win these races, because especially, I started 4th, fell back to 5th, and had to work my way past all of them. So when you get to do that, it is rewarding because those are the best guys in the field right now. So it's tough, but it's also a great time, man. We have a great group of people up and down the road, teams, drivers, families that are on the road with us. It's great, and I love being a part of High Limit.
Yep. Last one. Why are you so good here in Wheatland? We've had 5 High Limit races. You've contended every single one. I saw you win a midget race here.
Yeah.
Why are you so good here?
I don't know. It's just kind of a place that's kind of always fit my style. Yeah, I won my first Power Eye midget race here, and then it's just a place that's always just kind of been in my wheelhouse, I guess. It's it's a momentum place. You got to run hard at times. You got to be technical like tonight. Just somewhere that I feel like really fits my style, and it's hard to not want to be good at a racetrack like this with how beautiful this facility is, and you always want to be good at places that are going to pay more money too, and it's just awesome. I love coming here. The fans are awesome. The facility is second to none, and the racetrack is badass. Yep. So it's really hard not to like this place, and I love it.
That's After the Checkers with Tyler Courtney. He's got some more autographs to sign. High Limit will be back in 2 weeks at Florence.
Good to hear from Tyler Courtney after his first win of the season with Kubota High-Limit Racing back at the Lucas Oil Speedway. Let's go downstairs now. It's time for opening ceremonies. Tony Laporta, take it away.
Thanks very much, Chase. Union, Kentucky. We are here with Kubota High-Limit Racing for night one of the Kentucky Sprint Nationals. We are now ready to kick off tonight officially. So at this time, I ask all of you who are in attendance with us here tonight, if you are able to please rise as we welcome from Racers for Christ to lead us in tonight's invocation, Mr. Norm Whitty.
Thank you. In reverence of all those in Texas who have lost life, let's take a moment of silence. Lord, we lift up Texas and all the people of Texas after the floods of this past week. We ask, Lord, for comfort and peace for the families who have lost loved ones. We lift up the first responders who have worked tirelessly to help people in need. Hold these first responders in your hands, O Lord, as they continue to do their work. Lord, guide all those who continue to work with rescue efforts. May you provide peace to all those who continue to worry for loved ones still to be found. Father, accept our gratitude for our country, the freedoms and the opportunities available to all of us. We lift up our military and first responders. We thank you for the freedom to gather and enjoy a night of sprint car racing. We ask, Lord, you protect all those who protect us. We ask, Lord, for your veil of protection over this entire facility, the drivers, the crews, the safety crews, the officials, and the fans. We thank you, Lord, for all the local, the high-limit, FloRacing personnel who have worked so hard to bring us this evening of racing. All this and whatever else you would have us ask, we ask in Jesus' name. And all of God's people say,
thank you, Norm. Fans, at this time, we ask that you please remain standing. Gentlemen, please remove cover as we honor America with the playing of tonight's national anthem. All right, Florence Speedway, are you guys ready to go sprint car racing? We are too. And with that, it's time to kick off the Kentucky Sprint Nationals. It's time to go racing here in Union, Kentucky. And it's time to go all in with Kubota High-Limit Racing.
You know I'm never gonna slack. You know I'm never gonna slack. Come back. Never gon' slack, never gon' slack. Never gon' slack, never gon' slack. Never gon' slack, never gon' slack. Never gon' slack, never gon' slack.
We've got cars on the racetrack for the first heat race of the night. It's brought to you by the folks at TJ Forged Wheels. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the first heat race of the night. On the pole out of Locust Grove, Oklahoma, number 13 is Dason Persley. And starting to his outside in P2, car number 9, the Casey Kane. Starting inside of row number 2 and third at 11 in Indiana, the 14 is Spencer Baston. And outside of him from St. Helena, California, your fast time qualifier tonight, the 24 of Rico Abreu. Starting in fifth from Sheboygan, Wisconsin, the 51T of Scotty Thiel. And outside of him, the DJ of the night from Waco, Texas, the quickest chicken, Chase Randall. Starting in seventh from Colorado Springs, Colorado, the 77 of Jeff Dodge. And outside of him, car number 27 is Emerson Axum. He'll roll off from eighth. Starting ninth from Plymouth, Indiana, number 4 is Zane DeVault. And outside of him will be the W20 of Greg Wilson. He's out of Benton Ridge, Ohio. So 10 cars will go 8 laps around the Florence Speedway. The top 5, make that the top 6 finishers, will go to the dash, with the winner and the fastest qualifier to transfer going to the dash as well. So whoever wins this heat race will go to the dash, and as long as Rico Abreu stays inside the top 6, he will go to the dash. If Abreu falls out of the top 6, that'll move the first and second place finishers into the dash. That'll take place, that'll be the same thing in all 3 heat races here tonight. Chase Randall starts 6th in this one. Here's a song from his High Roller playlist. A bunch of songs he picked out himself for this race season. Chase Randall's High Roller playlist. We're coming to the green. The first heat race of the night here at Florence Speedway. We are underway. It'll be Dason Pursley jumping out with the race lead. Around the outside comes Rico. Tries to put a move on the 14 as Spencer Baston cannot do so. Baston slots into 3rd as they roll into turn number 3. Abreu now challenged down low by Scotty Thiel. Thiel's going to slide up in front of Abreu, take the 4th spot away across the line. Big move there out of Scotty Thiel. Abreu going to return serve into turn 1, and he'll take 4th right back away. Scotty Thiel runs in 5th. 6th is the number 4 of Zane DeVault. He is in the final transfer spot for now. Up front, though, it's all about Dason Pursley, but here comes Casey Kane. Kane going to look low into turn 1, pulls up to the left of Pursley, but cannot make the move for the top spot. Racing for a heat race win and a dash position here in TJ Forge heat race number 1. Kane pulls up next to Pursley down the front straightaway, but Pursley mains puts some car lengths between himself and the number 9 into turn number 3. This time by 3 laps to go for Dason Pursley up front. It's Kane in 2nd, Baston 3rd, Abreu 4th, 5th is Thiel, and 6th is DeVault. Those drivers trying to punch their ticket into tonight's feature with Axum, Randall, Dodge, and Wilson all out back outside of the transfer spot. 2 laps to go for your race leader. Dason Pursley looking to make his 4th dash in a row with High Limit Racing. He's 1 lap away from doing it, this time by a turn 4. 1 lap to go for Pursley. Kane, some 8 car lengths behind him. Coming to the checkered flag this time by, and Dason Pursley's done it again. He's going to the FK Rollins dash with a TJ Forge heat race number 1 victory. Casey Kane 2nd, Spencer Baston 3rd, Rico Abreu 4th, 5th goes to Scotty Thiel, and 6th will be Zane DeVault. Your finishing results from TJ Forge heat race number 1. Your winner, the 13 of Dason Pursley. He will go to the dash. 2nd was the number 9 of Casey Kane. 3rd, the 14 of Spencer Baston. And 4th, the 24 Rico Abreu. He will also go to the dash tonight. Scotty Thiel 5th, and Zane DeVault the final transfer spot in P6. Emerson Axum, Chase Randall, Jeff Dodge, and Greg Wilson round out the field in our first heat race of the night. Zane DeVault, one of the very few drivers with experience here at this racetrack prior to tonight, and it pays off there. He's in the feature right out of the heat race, Tony.
You can say the experience paid off again, 9th to 6th in TJ Forge heat race number 1. But Zane, during Capital Custom Trailers qualifying, I saw you intently watching this racetrack. Was it trying to determine how it would change, or figuring out what to do with your race car next?
Kind of figuring out what we were going to do with our race car. We kind of struggled. We were good in hot laps, struggled in the qualifying. I don't know. I think I've raced here last year, obviously, and I knew it kind of got to the bottom there in the heat race last year. So kind of used the experience, like you said, and it paid off. So can't thank Brett. You know, it's just me and Brett here tonight, and we're going to have a good weekend. Hopefully we can get a good weekend here and carry it on to next week.
You heard him, folks. Zane DeVault says we're going to have a good weekend. Chase Rodman, remember, good day or bad day, the choice is solely up to you.
It certainly is, Tony. Thanks for the reminder as we roll into heat race number 2, brought to you by the folks at DMI Racing Components. On the pole, this one from Clute, Texas, the Fulkins Brothers Trucking Power Plus STC American Table Bargain Bar number 87 of Aaron Reitzel. And outside of Ben from Terre Haute, Indiana, in the B&M Powder Coating Platinum Lawn Care Kaiser Wheels Simpson Race Products number 37, Bryce Norris. Starting in 3rd from Myerstown, Pennsylvania, in the M&M Painting and Construction, in the Grew Equipment Auctions, Babs Paint Livewire Custom number 19, it's Brent Marks. And starting in 4th from Grass Valley, California, in the Napa Auto Parts Bruno's Collection, Durst Incorporated Factory, Kane Lake, Ozark, Harley Davidson number 49, the Big Cat Brad Sweet. Starting in 5th from Athens, Illinois, in the XK Glow CHE Precision Line Life Chiropractic, Smith Plumbing number 7A, it's the birthday boy Will Armitage. And outside of Ben from Bratner, Ohio, in the Fozzie Farms Industrial Movers S&S Hauling VRF Specialties number 1 of Nate Dussel. Starting inside of row number 4, the 7th starter out of Santa Rosa, California, the High Plains Building Division, Dirt Dudes Excavating IPC Stanton Race Engines number 51, it's Joel Myers Jr. And outside of him from Northport, Florida, and the Global Link Moxie Sports Advisors, NRC Truck Conversions, Tar Heel Property Group, Easter Metal Signs number 24D, Danny Sams III. And starting at 9 from Allenton, Michigan, in the Crest Lincoln, Ron's CarQuest from Armada, J&J Auto Racing, Race Day Revive number 5E, Bobby Elliott. And your final starter from Hamersville, Ohio, driving car number 78, the Slicker Graphics, Jason Dietz Trailer Sales, Walker Performance Filtration, Clark Farms entry, it is Justin Clark. That is the lineup for DMI Racing Components Heat Race number 2. DMI Racing Components are built with the precision of skilled machinists and the common sense of winning racers. Located in the heart of Central PA, you can find us every week participating in the sport we love. You race, we race, let's race together. It's DMI Racing Components. So once again, 8 laps will be the distance here. The top 6 finishers will move on to the feature with the winner, and the fastest qualifier in this one is Brad Sweet. As long as he stays inside the top 6, he will go to the dash with the heat race winner. All drivers make the call, and the next time by, we will go green in DMI Racing Components Heat Race number 2. While we wait for them to get back around, let's listen to another song off the playlist of Chase Randall, a little Kendrick Lamar on Chase Randall's playlist. As we're coming to the green in turn number 4, Aaron Reitzel and Bryce Norris side by side on row 1. Green lights come on and we are underway. Rolling into turn 1, Reitzel going to make his way through the middle portion of the racetrack with the race lead. Bryce Norris back around the outside of Brent Marks. They nearly bang wheels into the back straightaway. Norris is in that 3rd spot. Brad Sweet peeks underneath of him in turns 3 and 4. Nate Dussel way up the track in turn 4. Now comes down the track down the front straightaway. A wild half lap there for Nate Dussel, but he's hanging on to that 5th position. Up front, it's all Aaron Reitzel, then Brent Marks, Bryce Norris, Brad Sweet, Nate Dussel, and your final transfer right now is the 51 of Joel Myers Jr. Joel Myers Jr. able to fend off the challenges of Danny Sams III, and Sams is starting to slip back a little bit there in that 7th position. Reitzel, a little bit of a mistake right there in the middle of turns 3 and 4, allowing Brent Marks to close back in. Nate Dussel pulled up next to Brad Sweet in turn 4, almost made the pass for 4th. Dussel maintains 5th as he works down the back straightaway. This time by is the halfway signal, 4 in and 4 to go for Aaron Reitzel. Brent Marks still within 3 car lengths. They work down the back straightaway. Bryce Norris nearly tapped the right rear on the backstretch wall, coming off at turn number 2 right there. 3 to go. A little bit of smoke showing out of the 24D of Danny Sams III. We heard Tony talk about it during hot laps and qualifying, that they had some issues with that power plant on that number 24D car. Now there is some smoke showing out the side of it. Danny Sams, the track record holder here at Florence Speedway, a little bit too far behind Joel Myers Jr. to make a move for that final transfer spot. Coming to the wave of the white flag this time by, 1 lap to go for Aaron Reitzel in DMI Racing Components Heat Race number 2. Brent Marks has kept Reitzel honest all the way through this thing, has kept him within 5 car lengths. They'll come to the checker this time by. Aaron Reitzel's going to get the win in Heat Race number 2. He'll go to the dash. Brent Marks is 2nd, Bryce Norris 3rd, Brad Sweet 4th, Nate Dussel 5th, and Joel Myers Jr. in 6th. Aaron Reitzel gets the heat race number 2 win and goes to the dash. Brent Marks ends up in 2nd, 3rd goes to Bryce Norris, and 4th will be Brad Sweet. He will also go to the dash. Nate Dussel runs 5th, and Joel Myers Jr. in 6th. Those 6 cars go to the feature. Danny Sams III, Will Armitage, Bobby Elliott, and Justin Clark round out the field in heat race number 2. Nate Dussel makes his way to the front straightaway. His Florence Speedway debut. He's going to be in tonight's A-Main, Tony.
You know what, Chase? I think Nate Dussel's been looking forward to this weekend with Kubota High Limit. In fact, I know you've been looking forward to this weekend. You made a great post on your Facebook after your 8th to 6th place run at Fremont last weekend, and you talked about how excited you were to team up and go racing with High Limit. What about these events do you look forward to so much?
Yeah, I mean, they put on the best shows in the country, and it's fun to finally see how you stack up against the best guys in the world, you know. And I felt like, holy smokes, I stayed on the same straightaway as the leader there. So car's really good. I'm just trying to learn this configuration a little bit. I kind of struggled there in qualifying, but I'm excited for the future.
Nate Dussel excited. Chase, he goes 6th to 5th to ensure that he locks in through DMI Heat Race number 2. Cool fact about Nate Dussel, his 2 nephews, Cameron Burley is a crew member on Tyler Courtney's 7BC, and Kinzer Dussel is a crew member on Cy Lynch's number 42. So it's a bit of a family affair out here this weekend in Kentucky.
It certainly is. Nate Dussel, one of the underrated Ohio locals. Nobody really talks about him too much, but man, I tell you what, he's got some speed speed in that car as we roll into heat race number 3. This one brought to you by the folks at BR Motorsports. Here is the lineup on the pole of Indianapolis, Indiana. In the NOS Energy Drink, Spire Motorsports, Elliot's Custom Trailers and Carts, Brand Professional Agriculture, Gainbridge, number 7 BC, it's Tyler Courtney. And outside of him from Monrovia, Indiana. In the Skagit Speedway, Race Redeem Foundation, Ford Performance, Hager Realty, number 26, Justin Peck. Starting in third from Minden, Nevada, the JST Motorsports, The Ritual, Smith Titanium, Factory Cane, Maximum Racing Oil, number 88, it's Tanner Thorson. And outside of him from Apollo, Pennsylvania, the Mercedes Motorsports, Ducati of Pittsburgh, Hollywood Blasting and Coating, Mountain Mechanical, MAV Motorsports, number 42, Cy Lynch. Starting in fifth from Lubbock, Texas, he drives the Horizon Whiskey, Nice Green Landis, ShopTruckParts.com, FieldPools.com, High Performance Lubricants, number 5 of Brenham Crouch. And outside of him, rolling off in P6 out of Sacramento, California, in the Triple J Towing, Burchard Financial, Harris Distributing Company, Valvoline, number 101, Caleb Henry. Starting in the 7th position from Fairmount, Indiana, in the John Schubert's Racing, Simpson Race Products, number 879, it's Brandon Wimmer. And outside of him from Aliquippa, Pennsylvania, the Lifestyle Homes, Parallax Motorsports, MPB Logistics, Big Rig Repair, number 17 GP, it's the Steel City Outlaw, Tim Schaefer. Starting in 9th out of Tempe, Arizona, behind the wheel of the All-Star Performance, DRC Chassis, ZMAX, number 34, it's Sterling Kling. And your final starter in this one from Danville, Indiana, driving the Investors, Possibly You, number 33, Shane O'Banion. That is the lineup, 10 cars strong in heat race number 3. Once again, 8 laps, top 6 going to the A main with the winner of the heat race and the fastest qualifier, that being Cy Lynch in this one. As long as Cy stays in the top 6, Tony, he's going to the dash along with the heat race winner.
You know, Chase, you know that I love how you do your job, right? You know that, don't you?
Yep.
Okay, so I just think on Shane O'Banion, he's got that great idea for one of his sponsors that you're reading off to be Investors, potentially you. I wonder if maybe we should be asking that more as a question, like Shane O'Banion, the driver from Danville, one of his sponsors could be Investors, ... potentially you, question mark?
Yeah, I was kind of, I wasn't sure how to say it, Tony. I wanted to say it a couple different ways. I thought Investors, possibly you.
Well, Chase, with how well you've done with Bitcoin and the stock market as of lately, you could be the investor he's looking for.
It could be, Tony. Buy high, sell low, baby. That's the motto when it comes to the portfolios. We're coming to the green this time by Tyler Courtney and Justin Peck on the front row. Heat race number 3 is underway. A little bit of a squirrely start there for a couple cars mid-pack. It's going to be Tyler Courtney jumping out with the race lead, but Justin, car around, and some contact on the backstretch, and O'Banion is going to need some investors after that one, as there is some damage to the front of the race car. Him and Tim Schaefer getting together. Cy Lynch also potentially getting a piece of this one, which could be a disaster for the driver that was sitting in a dash position. Cy Lynch is still under power. As you see the 17 GP Tim Schaefer with some nose wing damage there. Here is a look at the replay. Cy Lynch goes in the corner, comes down. Oh, looks like Lynch's car shut off. It looked like Cy Lynch's car was slowing, coming off the corner, and all of a sudden it refired back up. Collected Tim Schaefer, collected Shane O'Banion, and also Sterling Kling, flat right rear. He is headed to the work area. Here's a look at it once again. It looks like Cy Lynch's car right about there shuts off. Maybe, I have no idea what could have happened there. And then Shane O'Banion, like I said, he's going to need some investors for some new parts on that $33 car. As there is Cy Lynch, so he's got to drop to the tail. Cy Lynch needs to finish in the top 6. If he does not, that would move the second place finisher into the dash. With 3 cars in the work area, Tony, it looks like he is going to get his spot back because he kept running, Tony. So the car was still fired up. We did not complete a lap, and so Cy Lynch will get his 4th starting spot back.
Well, and this is a huge break for the driver from Apollo, Pennsylvania. You noted it, Chase, when he went out for Dirt Draft Hot Laps. Cy Lynch enjoying his highest finishing result to date. with us here at Kubota High Limit Racing at our most recent round, the Saturday night at Lucas Oil Speedway in Wheatland, Missouri. He had a 7th place finish, and then they came out here. He was one of the drivers and team combinations that I mentioned during that report in between hot laps and qualifying. He was one of those drivers and team combinations that kind of just took a stab in the dark as far as gearing and setup on their number 42 Mercedes Lynch Motorsports entry. And from hot laps all the way up to obviously a top 5 qualifying position, they were very, very happy with the stab in the dark, the wild guess they took as far as setting their number 42 up. But they, just like Danny Sams, a pair of Race Rudine Foundation Rookie of the Year candidates, desperately need to tie together some strong results, because both Cy and Sams, who I can report did end up doing a full engine swap back in the pit area following Capital Custom Trailers qualifying, both Lynch and Sams desperately need some good results after a very hard month of May and June for both those teams.
Yeah, it certainly was a tough couple of weeks there for both of those drivers, as Sterling Kling has made repairs. So the flat right rear tire has been fixed up, and he joins at the back of the field. So we lose Shane O'Banion and we lose Tim Schaefer. So 8 cars now going for 6 transfers. BR Motorsports Heat Race number 3. We will try it again. Justin Peck gets a good start on the outside, and they'll roll into turn 1 side by side with Tyler Courtney. Courtney's going to clear him off at turn number 2 and have the race lead. Tanner Thorson in the 3rd spot makes his way by Cy Lynch on the initial start there. And now Lynch is feeling some pressure from Brenham Crouch. As I say that, Crouch makes a mistake there, and now Caleb Henry's in his back pocket rolling into turn 1. Justin Peck takes the lead off at turn number 2. Tyler Courtney gets back by him down the back straightaway. Justin Peck runs the top of the racetrack. We've seen most guys around the bottom here early on in the night during the heat race action. Justin Peck might have figured something out there in turns 3 and 4 as he pressures Sunshine down the back straightaway. This time by 5 laps to go as Peck's got the left front up in the air. That car was extremely tight that time in 3 and 4. That may have been all the gap that Tyler Courtney needs as Peck once again gets the car sideways off at turn number 2, and Tyler Courtney pulls away. Everybody else pretty spread out here in this one. As I say that, there's a big slider to Sterling Kling. Takes the final transfer spot for a moment there. Caleb Henry back to the inside. He goes back to P6 into turn 1. Sterling Kling from the work area trying to make his way up into the top 6. Sterling Kling around the bottom there. Not enough room to try and get up alongside of Caleb Henry in turns 3 and 4. Tyler Courtney's lead now almost a straightaway over the Skagit Speedway number 26 car. 2 laps to go for the 7BC. Tyler Courtney looking to pick up right where he left off at Lucas Oil Speedway 2 weeks ago. 1 lap to go. Little smoke coming out of the back of that car as it rolled into turn 1 right there. Tyler Courtney this time might come to the wave of the checkered flag. He'll win BR Motorsports Heat Race number 3 and go to the dash. Justin Peck ends up in 2nd. 3rd goes to Tanner Thorson. 4th will be Cy Lynch. 5th to Brenham Crouch. And 6th to Caleb Henry. So Tyler Courtney gets the BR Motorsports Heat Race win, and he will go to tonight's dash. Justin Peck 2nd, Tanner Thorson 3rd, 4th, and going to the dash, the 42 of Cy Lynch, 5th to Brenham Crouch, and 6th, the 101 of Caleb Henry. Sterling Kling, Brandon Wimmer, Tim Schaefer, and Shane O'Banion round out the field in heat race number 3. Caleb Henry, the current All-Star Circuit of Champions points leader, finishes 6th on that one, and he will transfer directly to tonight's A-Main and night 1 of the Kentucky Sprint Nationals.
Caleb Henry kicked off the 2025 All-Star Circuit of Champions season with a victory, and his most recent race with the series concluded with a victory. What I want to ask you about, that second after the restart, things weren't so crazy, but coming out of turn 4 here, you had kind of a wheels-up moment off the initial start. Several cars have gotten squirrely. What's the transition out of 4 on the starts of these heat races? Like, how tricky can it be?
Yeah, this track's got a lot of character to it right now. I'm not really sure where we lack, but we need to go back and make a few changes. Really want to start this off by thanking my sponsors, Harris Distributing, CNH Veteran Enterprises, Burchard Financial, Triple J Towing, Butler Built, Behrman Racing Shocks. The list kind of keeps going. So if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be able to be out here. Doc, Andy back in the pits, and the other guys that come to show up. So hopefully can continue the speed that we've had. We're a little bit off tonight to start, but we'll go back to the drawing board and hopefully pick some speed up. So really wish that first start went, but that's kind of been my luck this year. Every time we get a good start, a couple guys in the back of the pack end up taking each other out or doing something that kills my good start. So it is what it is. It's kind of our fault for being back there in the first place, but we'll go back to the drawing board and hopefully be better.
All right, that's Caleb Henry. He is looking to head back to the drawing board. Maybe when he gets there, Chase, he can draw us a new T-shirt design, because the one you did in the booth back in Wisconsin, I'm not sure if that's going to sell very many T-shirts.
I'm hoping that when we go back to Red Cedar next year, that picture is still on the whiteboard in the booth there. Caleb Henry heading back to the pit area. We mentioned he's the All-Star Circuit of Champions points leader right now with 2 wins on the year at Fremont Speedway and Latrobe Speedway in PA. As we get the new Kubota Highland Racing redraw wheel set up, we'll take a break here on Flow, and when we come back, we'll find out who starts where for tonight's FK Rod Ends Dash.
I'm Spencer Baston, and you're watching Kubota High Limit Racing live on FloRacing.
Since their 2001 inception, DMI Racing Components have changed the game. From open-wheel suspension, steering, and driveline components to their line of Bulldog quick change rears, they set the new standard for innovation, performance, and value. DMI and Bulldog products are backed by the best customer support in the industry with more than 150 years of race-winning experience. Let our experience help guide you to victory lane. We race, you race. Let's race together.